Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and this week's blind buy pick for me is going to be The Family. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me on Twitter at Movie Guy 365. So one of the things I like to do on this channel is every week I like to pick something to review that I haven't seen that's been out for a while. Like a little blind buy thing. I like to take a chance on movies that I feel either just slipped through the cracks or, just fell under the radar in some way. And this movie this week is definitely one of those. That is Luc Besson's The Family. I have to admit, I was a little surprised to find out that he directed this. I'm normally a fan of his. I think Leon the Professional is probably one of my favorite, movies of that genre. And I also enjoyed last year's Valerian, City of a Thousand Planets. I thought that was great sci-fi. I feel a little underrated. I think the two lead actors probably, were, a lot of people didn't really gravitate towards them. But I feel like they did good in the role. And of course, who can forget movies like The Fifth Element and La Femme Nikita, and just, those kind of movies I'm a big fan of Besson with. So I thought, we've got, Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfeiffer and Tommy Lee Jones. That is a good combination. So I thought, okay, my girlfriend's sister actually recommended this one to me, so I'd give it a try. And I'm happy to say I actually really enjoyed it. It's basically a movie about a family that has been in the mob, and they've been under witness protection for, I guess, about almost 20 years now. And they keep relocating here and there. And finally, they're in Normandy, France. And De Niro plays, of course, what he's the best at, and that's, a former mobster. And what I really enjoyed about this was the family dynamic. Of course, you had, De Niro and Pfeiffer playing the husband and the wife, and then they have two kids. One's 14, a son, and then the daughter, I think, is a little older. She's 16, I believe, or 17. And I enjoyed the play off them. It even got to the point where I almost enjoyed where the stories were going with the kids a little bit more than the parents. And they spent a good portion of this movie separate, to be honest. It's they're off doing their own little thing. Like the son's trying to, shake down the school or get in and do his thing. The daughters, I feel had potentially the best arc, but I didn't like where it ended. Except, towards the climax. I actually enjoyed that a lot, but it left a lot of questions. But, and of course, Pfeiffer's former mob wife is doing her thing. And De Niro, like, he wants to be almost like telling his memoirs. And, Tommy Lee Jones plays his handler, and, he's not too happy about it. And there's a lot to like about this movie, and there's a great dynamic. When the characters do interact with each other, I think it's really, really good. But I feel like there's a lot of the screen time that they don't, and I think that ultimately hurts the movie. And also, I think trying to pin down what exactly the genre would be. At first, I thought it was going to be a little comedic because it starts out that way, but then it gets like almost like really dark, and and then I guess somebody forgot to punch up the script in a way, like, oh, it's just supposed to be funny, remember, haha, a little bit. But there's a lot of action, there's a lot of mob drama. And the way that, the mob that he turns on locates them leads to like, okay, that was a comedy bit. And I get that. But it's wildly out of a coincidence. How often would you get something like that, like, handed to you? It's like a one in almost a billion chance. But I guess it's like it's a device or a MacGuffin to move the story forward. Ultimately, I feel that everybody has a great part, but I wish that a movie like The Family kind of had more dynamic interplay between them. Yes, they do have it, but a majority of the film is them separate, doing their own things, and I think that ultimately it hurts. But do I think it was good? I think it was good. I think it was worth my time. It was actually a lot of fun. De Niro's great, Pfeiffer's great, kids are awesome, and I feel that Tommy Lee Jones can be a grumpy persona on screen, and he was extremely that in this movie. And it was almost to the point where maybe a little too much, or maybe, you gotta lighten up a little bit. But ultimately, it was a good movie. It was fun. I loved, they did have a solid references to a lot of our favorite mafia type movies, and directly one of De Niro's most memorable is in there, of course. Yeah, do I recommend it? I would recommend it. And I felt that the Blu-ray itself was actually a very clean image. It looked good. It was appropriate color levels. It actually looked very nice. It almost made me forget that it was just HD image and not just something like 4K. It looked really good. Audio was okay. It's nothing spectacular. There's some good action scenes towards the end, but nothing to really stand out and blow your speakers. But it's a fine track, actually. So overall, I recommend it. It's sort of a comedy, but not really. And I wish there was a few plot points that could have been tightened up a little bit more. Maybe this is just kind of like one of Luc Besson's side projects. He was just filming really quick, but I enjoyed it. It is a lot of fun, and I'm glad to own it. So yeah, just check out The Family. It's, I think, worth your time and money. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Leave your comments below. Did you see The Family? What did you think? Go ahead and leave your comment. So please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.